What's up everyone? So today's video, just a real quick one hopefully. I just want to update you guys. I've been just swamped with a lot of different stuff as far as, doing housework and all that kind of stuff. So I haven't got a chance to actually mount the wheels yet, but some parts did show up and I kind of want to give you a clue as to what we're going to be doing next on the truck. As far as where things stands, wheels are going to go on. I have the lowering kit over here. The Beltec 2.4, it's in that box, ready to go. I just haven't got to it. But what we're gonna do is put the wheels on, at least so we get rid of these grandpa wheels. These are only gonna be for when we go to the track, the track to do quarter-mile stuff when we want it to be fast, because those are a lot lighter. I think these ones are around 85 pounds per wheel with the complete setup. And going off memory, I think these are like 45 pounds. It's a really significant difference. It's almost like half the weight. So, as far as everything goes, a lot of people are saying the noise is normal. Some people argue it's normal, it's not normal, it's because it's helical, whatever. So, but if you do a Google search, that noise is pretty apparent on these because of the straight cut gears. But we're gonna leave that for now. But I do wanna focus on that rattle, because that drives me a bit crazy. So what I'm probably gonna end up doing, and I'll cover this on a video, is I'll probably take some hose, maybe like that, get a 3-inch coupling or something of that nature and put it around this one where it gets real tight through there so that it doesn't do this, because it's a combination of both. This pipe is rattling on this kind of where that cross member is or goes, so this part of the frame, and then it's also sitting on the boost pipe that runs below and underneath, so they're kind of sitting on each other where it runs to the bottom of the intercooler. So that's rubbing on the top pipe and it's also rubbing on the frame. So this kind of just naturally sags. Like, they don't give you a bracket for this to keep this up and floating, so you can hear that tink noise. That's it hitting this lower pipe. So that's where you get that noise coming from. What else can I tell you guys about this? Let's give you guys a little bit of insight on the car. So what I'm going to be doing is pulling out the transmission. I know there is some Viper fans here. I'm going to be pulling out the transmission and either sending it off to a place where I'd have to crate it, and then probably wouldn't get the transmission back for, I'm going to say, a couple weeks, because shipping it across the country and then getting it back and then putting it back in. So there's that option, or I pull it out and get it rebuilt locally. And what it is just a seal, I think, is gone on the input shaft. So the input where it goes into the transmission, that seems to be leaking because it's coming out of the bell housing. Just ever so slightly dripping, but I don't want it to run low on oil, and you guys know the rest of that story. So nothing's wrong with it right now per se. I mean, I guess obviously there's an issue, but it's not like blown up. It still runs and drives and all that stuff, but we got to do that, and I'll be covering that in the video soon. But first, we got to finish one thing before we start another project. So I got to get this running. I got to do some data logging. I've just been swamped with stuff, but what we have to do, and I think I kind of just briefly touched on this before, is in order to tune it, I have that AEM wideband, but it's not, it doesn't have an input on the actual into the MPVI2 from HP Tuners. Okay, so the AEM wideband gauge that I have here has a 0 to 5 volt output reading, and for those of you guys that don't know what that means, there's a wire that comes out of the gauge which is dedicated for an input into a computer system, or sometimes if you have an aftermarket PCM or ECM, depending on what your vehicle is. These are universal, so they fit a lot of different vehicles, but you can wire in the 0 to 5 volt wire. And AEM will give you a chart that says if it's 1.2 volts, this equates to your air fuel of, I'm just giving an example, maybe 16 to 1 or something like that. So they give you a whole chart, like a 2D chart, which will correspond. So what you could do theoretically is wire this into some sort of recording device where it would record the 0 to 5 volt reading, and you could transform that into an actual air fuel ratio, which you do on a lot of systems. But and the old MPVI from HP Tuners does support an analog input like that, so it'll record at the same time that's recording your throttle pressure or your throttle percentage, all that stuff, your RPM, and it'll record it alongside it, so you can look and say, okay, I was pressing the gas pedal 80% down, my RPM was at 4,000, and my air fuel was at 13 to 1 or something of that nature, right? So, but the issue we're having is the MPVI2, they haven't opened that option yet so that you can actually put in that 0 to 5 volt. There's a way of cheating it slightly. AEM sells a different version of this, so I'd have to remove this AEM wideband altogether. And they sell this kind of adapter that sits in between on your OBD2. It sits between your MPVI and your OBD2 of your truck. So I know it sounds really complicated, but there's the other option. But what we're gonna do, and this is what Jay Green would be, I guess, comfortable with doing, is I'll probably mount a camera with a suction cup here on the gauge, and you'll be able to see the RPM, and at the same time you'll be able to see the air fuel ratio, and we can look at what the gauge is reading while we're looking at the RPM while we're doing a full throttle run. So that's the most significant, or the most crucial, is when you're wide open. You want to make sure that the air fuel ratio is in check, and that's also why I have the gauge, because if you see it, if you're on that gas, you're boosting 7 or 8 pounds, and all of a sudden you go lean, if you don't let out of that pedal, that's when things blow up. So that's why I haven't really been getting on it too much. Just been kind of cruising around, making sure everything is working, nothing's leaking, all that kind of good stuff. And then I'm gonna have to find a place that I can go and safely do those wide open throttle runs, at least from the full sweep to RPM and through a couple of gears, to make sure that we got the air fuel in check. And last, I'm gonna leave you guys with this. So this is a clue, and I want you guys to answer in the comments below what you think this is for. I'm just gonna give you this little clue. Oh, if I don't break it first, but I'm not actually gonna be using this part, but this should give some of you guys a clue as to what we're gonna be doing next. I'm not gonna say too much, but this is the clue. And let me know in the comments below what you guys think that is for, or what we're gonna be doing next. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And at the same time, make sure if you are subscribed or you're a new subscriber, turn on that bell notification beside the subscribe, because you'll be notified of all the latest videos. And we're also on Instagram too, or Facebook. Same spelling, at BoostedMotorsports. Wherever you guys want to follow along is cool with me. And don't forget to write in the comments below what you think that thing is for, what the next mod is. And we're gonna be about running full steam here shortly, so I should be able to get a video up daily in about a week or so. I'm just wrapping up some stuff that I have in my own personal life before we fully commit to and start cranking out all this other stuff. I'm just juggling a lot of stuff at the same time. Hope you guys understand. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.